What would you do if you suspected your sister-in-law was trying to steal your baby names? In today's story, the protagonist's choice is a masterclass in how to handle it. My name is Chloe, I'm 33, and I've been married to my husband, Liam, for 5 years. We have a beautiful 3-year-old daughter, and I'm currently pregnant with boy and girl twins. My brother-in-law, Mark, is married to Olivia, and they've been together for 7 years. To put it mildly, Olivia and I are polar opposites. She's an extrovert, loud, boisterous, and what some people might call abrasive. I'm an introvert. That doesn't mean I'm shy. I'm just reserved and very observant. From the moment I met her, I told Liam we would be like oil and water. We've never had a huge blowout, but we've certainly never made an effort to be friends. Adding to the complexity, Mark and Olivia struggled with fertility for years before finally having their son a couple of weeks ago. Their struggle made her behavior toward me during my first pregnancy incredibly strange. It was a constant cycle of hot and cold. One minute she'd act completely indifferent when family discussed the baby. The next, she was trying to volunteer to host my baby shower, which I firmly shut down. We chalked it up to the pain of their fertility issues. But the oddest thing was her almost fanatical need to know what we were naming our daughter. After our gender reveal, she asked constantly, getting visibly frustrated when we'd just laugh and say it was a secret until the birth. We couldn't figure out why she was so fixated on it, especially since she wasn't pregnant at the time. We held firm and didn't tell anyone the name. When our daughter was born and we announced her name, Karis, Olivia became obsessed. She went on and on about how beautiful and unique it was, and to this day, she still comments on it. It's a fairly common Welsh name, which is only unusual because we're an African American family. I've always loved names from different cultures and had fallen in love with Karis years before, telling no one but Liam. Fast forward to now, with both of us pregnant at the same time, Olivia's weirdness ramped up. She started making snarky jokes about how huge I'd get with twins and how my body would never bounce back like it did the first time. She even accused us of getting pregnant on purpose right after her announcement, even though our whole family knew we were trying. And I was already a few weeks along when she shared her news. Now, I may be an introvert, but I am no pushover. I'll always stand up for myself. But with Olivia, I chose a different path. I decided to ignore her completely, knowing that my silence would bother her far more than any confrontation, especially since she thrives on drama. Olivia was much further along in her pregnancy than I was, but we had our gender reveal for the twins before she gave birth, and right on cue, the baby name interrogation began again. Since she and Mark had decided to keep their baby's gender a surprise, she hounded us for both of our chosen names, a boy's and a girl's, and once again, we refused to tell her. Olivia was so focused on her petty mission, she was completely unaware that her own obsessive behavior was setting a trap she would willingly walk into. After days of her relentless questioning, I turned to Liam. Do you think she's trying to get the names so she can use one of them first? He laughed it off, but when he saw I was serious, he admitted that with Olivia, anything was possible. This was the moment the game changed. I decided to stop ignoring the drama and instead, become its silent director. Let's test it, I said. We were hosting my father-in-law's birthday party in a couple of weeks. My plan was to leave a clue in the unfinished nursery, a piece of paper with fake baby names, and see if Olivia would go snooping. Liam, thinking the whole idea was ridiculous, made me a bet, $20 if she actually did it. I went online to a site that makes custom wall decals and typed in 2 names we liked but had no intention of using, Islam A and Julian Cole. Since this would be our last pregnancy, it wouldn't matter to us if she used them. I didn't buy the decals. I just went to the final confirmation page, printed it out, and tucked it away inside a dresser drawer in the nursery. The party was a whirlwind of hosting duties, so we never saw Olivia slip away. The next morning, I checked the nursery. The room was untouched, and the printout was exactly where I'd left it. We both just shrugged and forgot about it. But I did notice one thing. Olivia never asked about our baby names again. As one commenter later pointed out, no one told her to go snooping. She thought she was about to take something important from me and was clearly proud of her little scheme. A short while later, Olivia went into labor. We went to the hospital to congratulate them. As we walked into the room, I asked the big question, "What's his name?" The grin that spread across Olivia's face was pure, unadulterated triumph. It was the most vindictive I have ever seen her look. "Sebastian Ali," she announced, her eyes locked on mine. waiting for the inevitable explosion. And right there, Olivia revealed her greatest flaw, a deep-seated envy that was so consuming, she was willing to name her own child out of spite, a decision that would ultimately bring her no joy. But she didn't get the reaction she wanted. Instead, I gave the performance of a lifetime. "Oh my gosh, Olivia, what a great name," I gushed. "He's so adorable. Look at his little face. Welcome to the world, Sebastian. Your auntie is going to spoil you rotten." I laid it on so thick, every word dripping with genuine-sounding delight. The transformation on Olivia's face was a sight to behold. In the span of about 17 seconds, her expression shifted from smug pride to utter shock, then to confusion, and finally, to pure, unfiltered rage. Beside me, my husband was physically shaking, trying to hold in a monumental laugh. We said our goodbyes, and the second the elevator doors closed, Liam burst out laughing so hard he was practically crying as he handed me a crisp $20 bill. All I could say was, "I knew it. That was 2 weeks ago." We've given them space to settle in. But my mother-in-law mentioned that Olivia doesn't seem to be enjoying motherhood as much as everyone expected, especially after their long struggle. She suggested it might be baby blues, but I have a different theory. I think she's just furious that her petty, spiteful move failed to get the dramatic reaction she was banking on. One person who heard this story put it perfectly: Olivia didn't just get tricked. She tricked herself into naming her baby a name she probably doesn't even like. I did tell my sister what happened. She laughed at first but then said it was kind of an move on my part, so now I'm wondering what others think. Ultimately, the story teaches us that playing petty games often leads to you becoming the biggest loser. Sometimes, the best revenge is simply refusing to give someone the satisfaction of a reaction. What would you have done in this situation? And do you think my trap was a brilliant move or a step too far?